Today we're going to talk about 8 bourbons under $100 that you need for your bar. That's kind of not like all the main staples that we always hear about.
Welcome back to another edition of Bourbon Kingdom. I'm David.
And I'm Zach.
And today we are going to talk about 8 drinky drinks that... Drinky drinks. What we call them, drinky drinks.
That's what he calls them after he's had too many drinky drinks.
That's right, drinky drinks.
The Mexican food didn't really soak it up, did it?
No, not at all. We're going to talk about 8 whiskeys, bourbons, ryes, a little bit of all those things.
A little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything on this list that are under $100 that we don't always talk about. We have talked about some of them, but we haven't talked about all of them.
I mean, technically we've talked about all these at some point in time, but...
That's probably true.
Whenever I was originally building this list, like we had 1920 on there, we had Rare Breed, both Jack Daniels, and I'm like, you know, let's not even worry about talking about those, because we always talk about those. We always talk about how great they are.
Yeah.
These are a little bit... Some of them are off the beaten path. Some of these, you know, are sitting on shelves every day, and nobody's buying them because they're like, I don't know if I, you know, it sits on the shelf, so I don't know if I want to buy it. But anyways, I think they're all great. Honestly, in their own right, they're all really great.
I totally agree with that. We've done reviews of most of these, maybe most all of them at some point or another.
Yeah. Oh man, that Disco 12 and 11 blend that I just did.
Disco 11 and a half.
That opens up in a real funky way.
Oh, I'm sure it does.
That habanero really kind of pops with that Jim Beam.
Yeah. All right. So before we start, hit that like, subscribe, turn on the notifications, do your part so we can do our part. And we'll let you know when we're dropping new stuff, all that good junk. Also keep you up to date on like Patreon stuff and all that good junk. So first one on the list, where do we want to go? Let's go to good old Reliable.
Choice.
Boom!
You know, Still Austin is a really good Reliable. And honestly, when we were talking about the best bottle under $100, you could really put like their 6 main ones that they have.
Yeah.
Or 5 main ones, 4 main ones, whatever. Now I guess it would be 4.
They have 4. 2 cask, 2 regular strengths.
You could really add any of those, plus all the bottle and bonds that we've had have been really great.
Yeah.
So, but my personal favorite is still the basic straight rye. I love it. I think it's one of my favorite ryes all year. In a year of ryes. Yeah. Like, there's been some phenomenal ryes. I'm not saying it's the best. I'm just saying it's probably my favorite.
Yeah, it's really good. I really enjoy it. This started kind of our year off really well with ryes. And I still enjoy it. I think I enjoy the bottle and bond one a little bit more, but that's just me.
Yeah.
And
the only reason why that's on the list is because you can't technically find it all the time.
Right. And so, it's so good. So, Still Austin, keep doing that good work that you keep doing.
I agree. Keep doing it.
Yeah. Next on the list, let's do the double barrel shotgun here and do the 13th Colony. Oops, I got to turn it right. Turn it straight.
It's always the hardest part is making sure it's angled right.
Yeah.
So 13th Colony, Bourbon and Rye. We added both these to the list because I feel like they go hand in hand.
I think they do.
Tried them this year. Thought both of them were great. Again, I kind of lean more towards the rye on it.
I think the rye is better than the bourbon.
But the bourbon is still really, really great. And for just a couple easy shelfers. Yeah. Both of them are around like 95 proof, I think. Rye's 95.
I think
Bourbon's 95.
Yeah,
they're both 95. I think they're just such really good drinkers.
And when we reviewed these, we had just reviewed the limited edition one. What was it? The cast strength.
Yeah, and we like both these more than the cast strength.
Yeah, I said I would rather have these two for $15 more than the single one. But yeah, both of these are really, really good. So if you're looking to fill your shelf with stuff that isn't just mainstay stuff, these are two that are worth having. I think that you will enjoy them, and the people who drink from your bar will enjoy them as well.
Absolutely agree.
So, next, I'm just going to keep this rye world rolling through here. Knob Creek 10-year rye.
I just realized we had a lot of ryes.
We did. It's okay.
It's awesome.
This is Knob Creek 10. 10-year rye. And you all know we do not talk about Knob Creek very much. We did review this one, and we reviewed the Burr Rye. At the same time, we thought that this one was better than the Burr Rye. I just think it had a little bit more.
And it still does.
Yeah.
Whenever I tried them not too long ago, again, like probably a couple weeks ago, the 10-year rye was still better.
We don't. It's not that Jim Beam doesn't do good stuff. We just don't talk about Jim Beam very much. And for whatever reason, it's not really either one of our profile on the regular. But every once in a while, every once in a while, there are things that come by that should be on your shelf. This is one of them, like the Knob Creek 18. Should be on your
batch one was excellent.
Batch one was excellent with the box and all that stuff. But just saying, like, they don't always come around that are. So when they do, I want to give them the props that they deserve.
Sure.
And this one definitely deserves the props of being a really good release this year. That's under $100 that you put on your shelf for sure. Yeah, and it's everywhere.
Yeah, it really is everywhere. I didn't know how it was going to go with it being 10 years old. Like if it would still be available.
Yeah.
And I mean, you're right. It is literally.
Yeah, I've been into like three or four. I've been into 3 or 4 liquor stores, and I could go pick it up right now. This one is again. We've talked about Green River a lot. We've done this review. We love this, but still, what Green River's doing with their bourbon and their rye is making it accessible to everyone at a great price. Yeah. And you're talking about a full proof that is $49.99, and it tastes really good.
It tastes great. Like, honestly, with how the bourbon market is now, where everything is over $100 and everything is, every new release comes out, it's 100, 120, whatever it is, it's not cheap. Green River's bringing out stuff, and it's all fairly reasonably priced. Yeah, and I appreciate that from a company that, they're not like one of the older distilleries around here. Obviously, I mean, their DSP would tell you, but there's a lot of distilleries around here. Like Heaven Hill just came out with Grain Glass, right? I love Heaven Hill to death. They came out with 3 bottles that are 6 years old. That's all $100+.
Yeah, right at $100 or whatever.
And I don't. Yeah. I'll be honest with you. I've tried all 3 of them. I don't think they're great. No, like I really don't.
The wheat's not bad, but the other ones are.
Yeah, I don't really care for any of them.
Yeah,
but Green River, Barstown combination there. They keep bringing out new stuff, and it's all reasonable. Yeah, drinkers like their origin, this and everything else. So I appreciate it.
It's good stuff.
Hard to beat.
Yep. Next one is another rye on the list. This one is the Rossville Union Cask Strength Rye. We reviewed this probably 2 years ago.
Did we review this?
I feel like we reviewed it.
I know we've talked about it. I didn't know
maybe we just talked about it in something.
I love this.
Yeah.
It's one of the most sleeper ryes on the market because you can find it pretty much everywhere. Yeah. And people are like, what is this?
Yeah. I didn't love it when we first got it. I didn't hate it. I just didn't love it.
Yeah.
The more I've had a few drinks out of this one, and the more I've had it, the more it's grown on me. And maybe it's just because ryes have grown on me over the last 2 years to where, like, it's a good one, and it's opened up in a way that I really, really like. So, kudos to you, the old Rossville Union.
Yeah, Ross and Squibb, this is a good one. Keep this one around for sure.
Yeah. Good old Rossi and Squibb. Let's go with this one. And if you don't know Nashville Barrel Company, just hold on because you're going to. Like they are doing a lot of really good stuff.
Yeah, they are.
And they are starting to really just try to carve out a niche in the bourbon community, which I appreciate. Like anybody who wants to work really hard at doing something. I feel like Nashville Barrel Company is really trying to make a name for themselves in a good way, and they're pretty aggressive in themselves, and I think they're doing a really good job, and they're just doing really, really good stuff. That from the single barrels to the 6-year small batch to all these things, they're just really have been aggressive in the market, and I appreciate that because, you know, looking at it, if you don't know who they are, you'll be like, oh, I mean, is this good stuff? Is this? Trust me, if you see a Nashville barrel, chances are it's going to be really good. Even if it's a single barrel, chances are it's going to be really good unless the person or the store around you picks really crappy things. But the small batch, the 6-year small batch is excellent. This one's excellent.
I love that.
Yeah, this one's excellent. And so do yourself a favor, investigate this, because this is about $80 somewhere, somewhere right in there, $80 to $85. Maybe a little bit more in your market. I'm not sure. But Nashville could have come on the scene. You know how craft distilleries do it. They could come in here at $125, $130 and try to carve out their niche that way. But they've kind of done the opposite. You know, some of the other stuff is cheaper. Some, you know, it stays below that 100 mark for the most part.
So, Dave, you just went on tangent there and made a lot of great points. So I only got a couple.
What just happened? I'm like Frank the Tank. What just happened?
What just happened? Really quick with Nashville, everybody assumes it's all MGP. By the way, just letting you all know, on the back of this bottle it says distilled in Kentucky. So they do have a whole bunch of Kentucky stuff. I think at one point in time they had more Kentucky stuff than MGP. I don't know if that's still true.
Yeah.
But so just don't think of them just strictly as MGP, even though they do have a lot of it.
Yeah.
The other thing is, I feel like Nashville Barrel Company would do so well in Louisville. Like if they would just like go to Nulu, and set up down there.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like, you know, they would just absolutely crush it because they have a really fun environment. I'm gonna be happy because I'm gonna be down there in like a month. I want to visit them.
Yeah.
Wish you were going.
Wish I was going too.
But
it's for another video.
Yeah, I know that will be in another video.
It will be in another video. Next one is the old Peerless Double Oak. This one comes in just around 80, I think 80, 85 bucks too.
I don't know. You looked at the price. I don't know.
I think it's around 80, 85 bucks as well. This might be one of the cheaper of the Peerless entry points.
Outside the basic small batch.
Yeah, outside of the basic small batch. But this is really good. And it's oaky. It's just kind of a really, really good double oak. And always happy to drink that. My go-to double oak for the longest time was Woodford. This one challenges my Woodford love for a double oak.
It's really good.
Yeah,
it has a great profile to it. Yeah, they can be a little difficult to find, mostly just because they come in batches, and once they're gone, they're gone. I think this is batch 12. Yep, this is batch 12. It's just really good, man. Like, at the end of the day, you know, I know you can kind of knock on Peerless for some pricing stuff or whatever,
but you can do that with almost anybody.
Well, you absolutely can. This is just really good stuff.
Yeah, they're doing really good stuff at Peerless, for sure. And then the last on the list is the James E. Pepper. This is the Thech Strap bourbon. This is the barrel proof. And I think, what's the proof? 52, so 104, 105.2 or something like that. It's like 54.6%, so 10, somewhere in there. Whatever. Do the math.
Yeah.
It's not my forte.
Prettiest bottle on the list, by the way.
Oh, this is a great bottle, and if you get one of these and empty it because you've drank it all, make it your infinity bottle. It's super cool.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's also really great stuff.
It really is.
At the end of the day, it did. Whenever we've already reviewed this.
Yes, we reviewed it.
I thought it was really great.
Yeah,
it's reasonably priced.
I think
really
60 something bucks.
It might be less than that. It might be like 54.
Yeah, it's somewhere between 50 and 60 bucks. This, from a company who we never really think much of, they came in this year with a hitter. Like, honestly, it's just, and you give it up for places like that who, historically looking at it, you would walk past James E. Pepper and just kind of go, I ain't buying that.
Yeah, no, I understand.
I ain't buying that. And so this one was at almost every bar that we go to is at the bar, and so I tasted it 2 or 3 different times and was like, man, I do still like that. We need to get that. And then he ended up getting it, and we reviewed it. So really, really good stuff. All in all, that's kind of our eight bourbons and ryes and stuff that we think are worthy of finding under $100 that can be good additions to your bar. And just, while you're out shopping for bourbon or allocated bourbon and you don't find any, you can find some stuff on the shelves.
A lot of great whiskey out there on the shelf, for sure.
There's a lot of great whiskey that isn't allocated, and take the opportunity to maybe find some of that and put it on your shelf. I think you'll be happy about it because you can't always drink allocated.
Yep.
So, I mean, I guess you could, but that gets really expensive.
True.
So, and until the next time.
We'll see you.
We'll see you.